Hey everybody, long time no see. I needed an impromptu vacation, so I took a week off and cleared my head a little bit, had some outside time, and feel a lot better now. So let's get into it. In one of my previous videos that I've done, you can look back on all the police brutality videos I've done. I covered the DC protesters being kidnapped by unmarked police. We think they are, and unmarked vehicles. And the same thing is happening in Portland now, and it's probably coming to a city near you. So this is Qasim Rashid for Congress, says, Portland, Oregon, unmarked and unidentified federal enforcement officers are bypassing local police, arresting people and taking them in unmarked vans to reportedly undisclosed locations. This Trump tactic is horrific and unconstitutional. So here's video footage of what is going on in Portland. Oh, and by the way, I know that one of my mic cords is out or not working correctly. So if you're listening to this on headphones, I'm aware that it's only coming through on like one of the ears, I believe. I'm not tech savvy, but I'm working on it. Okay, so it's not being ignored. I am working on it. So this is video footage of what's going on in Portland, Oregon.
What are you doing? Use your words. What are you doing? Use your words. What are you doing?
I haven't done anything wrong.
Use your words.
What's going on? Tell me.
What is going on?
We need to know.
Who are you?
Why are you taking?
NLG will get you out. What's your name? Tell us your name.
What's your name?
Okay, you're fine. We'll get you out.
Bro, what?
We got you, friend.
We got you.
Oh, fuck.
NLG.
You just violated their rights.
Oh. Kidnapping people.
You just
Look at that. Some kind of camouflage driving a minivan.
violated their rights.
Thanks for keeping the fucking. Oh.
What are you doing?
So let me see here. Jeff Merkley, from Oregon, Senator Jeff Merkley, said, summary of our letter to Barr and Wolf, your authoritarian police state is not welcome here. Get out of Oregon. And then if you guys go to my Twitter, go to my likes, this is on there. You can read that. And then he said, this was previous to that. He said, breaking, when I get back to D.C. next week, I will be introducing an amendment to the defense bill with Ron Wyden to stop the Trump administration from sending its paramilitary squads onto America's streets. We won't let these authoritarian tactics stand. And then, let me see what else I was going to show you. Oh, this is in L.A. This is a side subject, but it's relevant. Let me get to where it was. Status Quo wrote, on Tuesday at a protest in downtown Los Angeles, police assaulted a black man in a wheelchair, Joshua Wilson, pushing him to the ground, manhandling him, and arresting him. He was released on Wednesday. But he's a threat, right? How many cops does it take to arrest a paralyzed man? Apparently it takes at least 2. fucking ridiculous. So, back to Portland. The Clippian that I've mentioned quite a few times, they are local paper, our local high school paper. They tweeted, "The moms have formed a line on the street in front of the federal courthouse. The chant of 'I don't see no riot here, take off your riot gear' continues, led by them." So there was, on the front lines, a bunch of moms, and this is video footage of that. Does that look violent to you guys? It says, let's see here. Okay, so then I have, this is from the Washington Post. It says the Oregon governor wants federal officers out of Portland. Trump officials won't listen. Why? For almost 2 months, protests, often peaceful, sometimes less so, have been going on in Portland, Oregon. But recently they caught the attention of the President of the United States, who spied an opportunity to create a dramatic confrontation that would advance his re-election message of law and order. So this week, federal officers came to Portland and began arresting people. But guess what? Local officials don't want them to do this. And for very good reason. It's apparently making the situation worse. There is reason to believe that this is exactly what the Trump administration wants. In an interview, Governor Kate Brown of Oregon told us that her contacts with Trump administration officials about the situation had convinced her that they are not interested in problem solving, and this has nothing to do with public safety. More troubling still, Brown tells us that the situation had actually been improving in recent days and that the arrival of federal enforcement has caused it to deteriorate. Go figure, right? We know that things were calming down, Brown, a Democrat, told us. We know that the presence of federal officers has inflamed the streets. Over the weekend, a young man protesting was shot in the face and severely wounded by less than lethal ammo. The fact that they call it that is bullshit, from federal marshals. And so this is, and I warn you, it is graphic. This is video footage of that. I'm going to take that back just a bit because I think I'm sitting in your way. Hang on. If it'll let me. Okay, here we go. There he drops. So that was brief video footage of that. And then it says, if they were really interested in helping us, they would have had conversations first and taken actions later, Brown said. Instead, ready, fire, aim. Which I don't know why she put it in that order. It should be ready, aim, fire, but whatever. Brown said that on Tuesday, she bluntly told the acting Secretary of Homeland Security, Chad Wolf, that the presence of federal officers in the streets was exacerbating matters. I told him that the federal government should remove federal officers from our streets. I said it's like adding gasoline to a fire. That was Brown that said that. She also said, we do not want you here. You are exacerbating the situation. Adding that the mayor of Portland had the same conversation with Wolf. It provokes confrontation to have federal troops on the streets This is purely for political purposes. Wolf refused the request. It was really clear that they were not interested in conversation, Brown told us. If they were interested in a solution, they would have been willing to de-escalate and dialogue. Wolf has since painted a lurid picture of the protests to justify the use of federal law enforcement, claiming Portland has been under siege for 47 straight days by a violent mob, which is... Did that look violent to you, any of that footage? Plus, I'm going to show you more footage. And that each night, lawless anarchists destroy and desecrate property and attack the brave law enforcement officers protecting it. Blah, blah, blah. Those same officers that are killing people every day. Brown flatly rejected this as an exaggeration. It's an overstatement and a deliberate effort to provoke, Brown said. Their presence here escalates the situation, and it is a blatant abuse of power by the federal government. It's not entirely clear which federal law enforcement divisions are in Portland, but we got a clue when Wolf traveled to Portland, whereupon he found some graffiti and then helpfully tweeted photos of himself with a variety of officers, some looking as if they were about to invade Fallujah. In one photo, the officer's uniform reads Homeland Security Rapid Protection Force, which is part of the Department of Homeland Security's Federal Protective Service. It's supposed to protect federal property. Another photo appeared to show Customs and Border Protection officers. On Friday, both ICE and CBP confirmed that they have officers on the ground in Portland. These are not military troops. They are federal law enforcement. Margot Schlanger, a senior Homeland Security official under Barack Obama, told us this means not only that they can arrest people subject to their particular jurisdiction, though it's still not clear how this is applying in Portland, but also that state and local authorities can't tell them to leave. Let's see here. Okay, and Stephen Vladeck, a law professor of the University of Texas at Austin, notes that there are numerous statutory authorities that allow the federal government to use a wide array of federal law enforcement officers in situations like these. Separately, OPB reported that federal law enforcement have been using unmarked vehicles to drive around downtown Portland and detain protesters since at least July 14th. Whatever the truth turns out to be about the unmarked vehicles, a bigger picture is that it's plainly obvious that the government is trying to inflame the situation, and that is exactly what Trump wants. So they go on to talk about that. What I want to bring to your attention is back here where it says, oh shit. Separately, OPB reported that the federal law enforcement have been using unmarked vehicles to drive around downtown. That's what I was talking about. And it says, and detain protesters since at least July 14th. Well, Thursday, June 25th, which is prior to that, Oregon lawmakers questioned plane flying over protests with ties to US Marshals. And this is not only in Portland, this was in Salem as well. And I remember looking up saying, who the fuck's flying above us? So it says, this is from KATU, local news channel. I don't think I'll read the whole thing, but maybe it's short. Oregon's congressional delegation is demanding to know whether the federal government is using aircraft to spy on Portland protesters. Senators Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley and Representatives Blumenauer, Bonamici, and Schrader sent a letter to the US Marshals Service regarding a plane that was spotted over the Portland protests on June 13th. According to a story first reported in Willamette Week, the plane was formerly linked to the US Marshals Service, and it may contain equipment capable of collecting cell phone data. In the letter, lawmakers say this would constitute a large-scale invasion of privacy. They're asking for answers to their questions by July 17th. The questions include all of these things as to how did they violate their privacy. So, there's some fuckery going on. Also, kudos to the Convo Couch. They're in Portland right now, which is badass. I wish I could be there. I'm trying to get a group of people together and not only to raise a little bit of money to get up there, which it's not that far, but it does take, some gas money. But I also have kids that I have to figure out what I'm going to do with if I leave at night. So figuring all that stuff out, I'm going to try my best to get up there as well. But Convo Couch is up there, and they reported on what's going on up there last night. And I just want to play a quick little interview that Pasta did, and then you guys need to go over to their channel after this and watch this video. Go subscribe to their channel. But here's a quick little video or an interview from Pasta.
Pasta Jardula here, Combo Couch, Portland, Oregon, front of the federal building. Who am I here with?
My name is Eva Vega, or Eva Vega.
Eva Vega, what do you do for a living?
I'm a school administrator here in Portland. I work at a high school.
Okay, so you said you've been here since day one. What's been going on since day one? Why are we all here today?
I'm here for the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm here to be a voice to amplify black voices, to say enough is enough in terms of systemic racism and oppression. So that was the whole mission, to come out here. That's why I'm still out here. I just feel like this has turned into more of a political war than it was just the Black Lives Matter movement.
What exactly is the political war now? Is it because the feds are here and people are trying to put blame somewhere else?
I believe so. I believe that sorry, my mask's uncomfortable. I believe that the movement was hijacked by alt-left and alt-right, and they've used it as an opportunity to push their own agenda. But the peaceful demonstrators like myself have stayed firm in why we're here. And what you see is an uprising and people coming to protect us because our civil rights have been violated repeatedly. I've been shot with rubber bullets and tear gas multiple times. I haven't committed any, can I take this off? I haven't committed any crimes while I'm out here. I've been nothing but peaceful. I've been within my constitutional rights every time that I was here, and multiple times my rights have been violated. My students are here as well. I haven't broken any laws. At best, I'm always just using my voice. At worst, I'm passively resistant, which is not grounds to be arrested. I've saw multiple civil rights violations while I have been out here. And so what we're seeing now is, since the Trump has ordered in federal troops, they have increased tensions because they have really abused their power to violate people, essentially kidnapping people and shooting people who are within their constitutional rights. So not only is it a violation of our First Amendment right, but it is also of our Fourth and Fifth for illegal search and seizure. They've been using facial recognition technology to identify us, to get into our phones. I've been a victim of multiple things. And the irony is that I've had the opportunity to work alongside several Portland police officers, and I have good rapport with them because part of my career is creating positive interactions for my students with the police. So I really feel a sense of betrayal because they've acknowledged my peaceful presence here, yet they continue to shoot indiscriminately, and I'm victimized over and over, as are other people around me, pregnant people, children, people who are vulnerable and blind or disabled. So it's completely a violation of our rights. And what you're seeing now is people coming and saying, no, we're not going to have this. So there's people who aren't even in support of Black Lives Matter who are now here just because they're in support of the U.S. Constitution and they want to uphold our rights.
So you said you felt like it was a little co-opted, all left, all right. However, you see some people have pivoted into coming in and protecting their civil liberties. Who do you hold responsible for this going on right now? Is it just more than Donald Trump? Is your governor, I mean, you work in the state, you work in the high school system. Has your governor and your elected officials locally done enough to stop this bullshit with the feds in the street?
I don't feel like they've done enough. I feel like they can do more. I feel like now they're trying to come out and speak. I take back that. I agree with Joanne Hardesty. She's done a wonderful job. She's come out here with us on the ground. But like Kate Brown, Ted Wheeler, we need them to be out here with us. Right now, we need the Portland Police Bureau to come out here with us and stand with us and tell the feds that they need to go, because they've escalated. All of the groundwork that we've done to get to where we were before they came was just completely taken aback when they arrived here.
So again, kudos to the Convo Couch for being up there last night, and go over to their channel and subscribe. They do awesome work. They're always on the ground level, interviewing grassroots activists, and go support them. So there's a couple of key points that I wanted to mention. Cops killed 1,000 people a day in 2019. And that's equivalent to 3 people every single day of last year. 99% of those cops, those killer cops, never saw any charges. Governor Kate Brown and all the other governors that are coming into a situation like this with federal people coming in and kidnapping, they have the power to call the National Guard in to protect the civilians from the feds. So, use your power. Also, the Dems gave Trump an unlimited war budget. So, it's not just a Trump issue. Congress reauthorized the Patriot Act, so that's what she's referring to when she's saying that all our phones are being spied on. I, for one, have mentioned all my shit feels like it's gotten hacked into because it's super slow. I'm not getting any notifications. I am beyond pissed because I'm already suck at technology. Also, we are in the middle of a global pandemic, an economic collapse, and a climate collapse. We got a measly $1,200 when there was the biggest transfer of wealth in human history. The 1% got it. And we still don't have Medicare for all. Okay? This is why people are in the streets. It's not just because black people are getting killed by cops. That is a huge part of it. But it's starting to become a general strike. It's not just let's stop the killings of innocent black people, which it is partly that. But it is also a general strike as far as we need to stick up for ourselves, because when we stop fighting, the 1% wins. And what do we got left, right? So, all of that being said, it's good to be back. I hope I've covered Portland as well as I can from not being there. Again, I really want to get there. So, if you can, subscribe to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/backyardpolitics. I am also now on Venmo. You can catch me on Twitter at backyardpolitics, Instagram at backyardpoliticsofficial, and I just got a Facebook. So that's at Facebook/backyardpoliticsofficial as well. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and everybody be safe out there. Medicare be with you.